Right, let's see what we've got. Got a nice instruction manual here, all nice clear pictures, easy to follow, I hope. You never know with a kit. Lots of parts here. Wow, and this is one of the wings. As you can see next to my hand, it's quite big. This is going to be a fantastic kit. This is really going to look good. Yep, lots of bits and bobs. We'll check them out and look forward to making a start. What I've got here is my own box full of crew members, because you don't get any crew with the kit, which is a little bit annoying. I should be converting them into different positions. This one will be the pilot, and then I shall make up my own bomb aimer and navigator and put them in the positions I want. Right, well, it's time to make a start. Well, it might look like I've not done a lot, but I have actually. Let's just look at how far we've got. This is the cockpit area. It's where most of the detail is. I'm up to there, and I haven't painted it because I wanted to show you all the detail, because I think it's great myself. This will be the navigator's bench. I've got the navigator standing up talking to the pilot. Now the reason I've done this is I want this to be a memorial to my wife's late uncle, who was lost during World War II, Lancaster. He was a navigator, and if I had him on his bench, he'd be about there and we wouldn't see him. So I've moved him over there so we're talking to the pilot so we can see him better. Right, now we come to the crew. I know there should be 7, but 2 we won't be seeing, so what's the point in modelling them? As you can see, I've given them a coat of white paint. I do this because then it brings out all the detail. So I think it's time to bring these guys to life and give them a lick of colour. I think I'm going to enjoy this bit.
Hello, engineer. Skipper here. Yeah, will you put the revs up, please? Yeah. Okay, keep weaving. A lot of third sergeant fighter players, Skipper. Okay, boys. Okay.
I was a little bit annoyed that there wasn't any transfers to show you the instrument panel in the cockpit. You can buy an upgrade, but I didn't want to do that. So I'm going to show you how I changed it from this to this. I put the piece of plastic and scanned it. This is the actual piece on the model. Put it on a piece of paper, scanned it, so then I've got the exact size. And then what I did, I found this on the internet, cut it out, thought it was fantastic, cut it out and then superimposed it over the image, and if I can here, I shrunk it down till I got it to be the right size, and then I can print it out just a little bit smaller, and bingo, there we are. And then when you print it out, you cut it out and then stick it on it. Simple as that. I needed a piece of plastic to be flat, so I cut out all the instruments that are on there that you have to paint. So I've got a nice flat surface to stick the instrument panel on. These might look a little bit wish-washy. It's just due to the angle of my lamp. They really do look dark. You'll see it a little bit later. And I shall just stick both of these on with I use a little bit of PVA wood glue. This is as far as I've got with the nose section. I've just weathered it, and at the moment I've been working on the engines, which they are a little bit fiddly, but there again, you always have some part in the modelling that you find fiddly, and I think it's got some great detail on there. I shan't have them exposed, so I shan't be painting them. Here's one that's got a little bit more added onto it. Coming on nicely, and I'm really happy with the crew that I painted. This is the guy that will be the bomb aimer's position, and I've converted him so he's doing the V for victory sign. Just thought that was good. And I've changed the head on the navigator, changed it to a better one, and everything's coming along nicely. So let's get back to these engines. I painted the front of this engine black, but I didn't need to because I shall be encasing it with these pieces here. So all you're ever going to see is the tip, but I didn't know that at the time. I only realised when I constructed this one, which will go on the wing like that. As you can see, look at the size of this thing. Look at that wing. Gosh, I really am enjoying building this. And now we're really moving on, putting lots of detail in now. I've got the crew, 3 crew members glued in, and if you're thinking, wow, that looks good, this is absolutely nothing. I highly recommend that you go to YouTube and check out a guy called Nigel's Modelling Bench. That guy puts so much detail in it, it's unbelievable, and he really talks nice and calm, and he's easy to follow. Highly recommended. Right, now we're coming to the propeller part. Now I want my aircraft to be up in the air flying, but all you get is the blades. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the gap where the blades would go and stick the spinner onto clear plastic. This is the diameter of the propeller, so I take it off because I don't need that anymore. Put the central piece in the middle. I've checked and it is 65 millimeters to the end, and then we get a piece of plastic, and that's to go on the top there. We'll just open up the hole just a little bit more, and I will then press it down so it goes through, and then what I can do is mark round it and cut it out. What I used was this product, and I used one sheet for every engine. This is just a quick shot showing you the bomb aimer in his position and the navigator and pilot having a little chat there, and I've been working on the spinners, so they're all been filled in and painted, and they're ready to go on the clear plastic discs. So I'll just give it a final check to make sure that everything is symmetrical and that I'm happy with it, and I'll just get my little guide, put that on, and the point I'm looking for is here, just to make sure it's a decent circle. Just give it a quick spin all the way around. Happy with that. So the next stage will be to paint just a few mil in of yellow all the way around to show the tips of the blades, which it would have been painted on the tips there, and in the centre I shall use gloss varnish and just keep brushing it round and round and round, and when it's all dry it gives a lovely effect. And then what we'll do is we will just line that one up, put a bit of glue on there. That'll be looking real smart then, and then we just place it on the aircraft, and I've always been happy with that effect. I don't know why you don't get the option in the kit to either have it static and showing you the blades, or up in flight with the propellers going round. Anyway, I hope this helps you out. Right, well, she's really taking shape now. I've put the nose section onto the rest of the fuselage, and there's Mr. Bomb Aimer again. Everything's looking really good, and I'm looking forward to putting the wings on. She's really taking shape. But one novelty thing you get with this kit is the wings click on and click off, which make it very good for transport if you want to take it around somebody's house. Good idea that. Well done, Hong Kong models. What's nice is you get a choice of making 3 different aircraft. I've chosen this one, S for sugar, because I've actually seen the aircraft in real life, and here's a picture of my son standing in front of S for sugar, and I thought it would be a good novelty when people look at the model and say, wow, that's good, and I'll say, well, you can go and see the real thing, and they'll say, well, where's that? And I'll say, oh, RAF Museum at Hendon, London. And hooray! Here she is, all complete. And she looks absolutely fantastic. Really pleased with this, really enjoyed it. And it's going to look lovely hanging from the ceiling. And now we change location. We are now in my converted garage, which is now called an engine shed. So you might just have a clue as to where I'm going with this story. As you can see, I've got a 1/32 scale Spitfire. So the theme of the station inside the engine shed is World War II. and the railway actually goes out into the garden, which is fantastic, and we have open days. And so let's take the Lanc and we'll fly down the inside station to the location of where she'll be hanging. Right, let's go! And this will be her final resting place, hanging from the ceiling, overlooking the railway. And speaking of railways, if you're into model railways, gauge 1, any scale, or just modelling, we are on YouTube and you can follow us, L.P.G.R, Little Paxton Garden Railway. Well, I'd just like to say thank you for looking at this video. I've really enjoyed building this model, and I hope that maybe one day you'll be able to buy one too. Wishing you all the best. Bye.